Now, though, my next guest has been open and very open about her difficulties in the past, but since turning 60 earlier this year, Denise Welch says she's now feeling better than she's ever felt before. And she joins us now as she releases her new novel tomorrow,
That's it.
The Mother's Bond.
Yeah.
And yes, I mean, talking about a book, it's all terribly grown up, isn't it?
It's very exciting. I know, I still can't believe it when I see my name on the cover.
I bet, exactly. And now, this, it's a novel, and it follows the story of Catherine. And Catherine has this fairly idyllic life. It's very, very good. She's very happy. Suddenly, the son that she gave up for adoption many, many years ago turns up out of nowhere, and everything changes.
It's hard when you're describing a novel because it's a bit like, you know, when you go to the movies these days and you see a trailer and you think, well, there's absolutely no point seeing the film now because I've seen the beginning, the middle and an end. So this is absolutely, it's a fiction, it's a novel. I think because I did an autobiography, some people think that there's something autobiographical in this. There isn't at all. The theme is, as you say, adoption. It's one of the themes. And I have always been fascinated by adoption. I don't know why. I just remember many years ago when I was a kid, my dad's sister, Auntie Cynthia, and Uncle David adopted two young children as babies. And I was fascinated as to how these children had been handpicked to come into our family. And I also have a friend that I've known for about 9 years. And in the time I've known her, she's discovered that her brother is her half-brother, but she has two siblings that she never knew about. And I'm obsessed with this story and has she seen them and does she want to see them? So that's what, I am not adopted, at least I'm not aware that I am. And, but not all adoption stories end up like Davina's Long Lost Family, one of my favourite shows. It doesn't always end like that. But these are all fictitious characters, and I've loved writing it. It's been a long process. You know how much I like to talk. It's hard for me to lock myself away. I write in bed like, I imagine myself as Barbara Cartland shouting, you know, with all this bubbles de Vere, with my makeup on, shouting for tea and toast. But it's a good romp, and somebody recently read it and said that it reminded them of a modern-day Catherine Cookson, and she was my literary heroine when I was growing up. So that's not you know, that's not bad.
Yeah, it's just something incredibly different for you to do, isn't it? As you see, compared to, I mean, you're back on stage with Calendar Girls, obviously.
Calendar Girls, the musical.
The musical.
Gary insists that you say that.
Okay, yes.
I mean, you know, going back to the theatre, I haven't done a tour for about 7 or 8 years, and so it's quite daunting because it's for quite a long time. But we open at Leeds Grand on the 16th, which is only a week away. Fabulous cast. I mean, Tim Firth, who wrote the film, then the play, now the musical, with Gary Barlow.
Course,
I mean, what an amazing pedigree. And it's a play with music, Christine. It's not, they're very keen that it's not musical theatre, as in we don't sort of like suddenly turn out front and do a big number. It's all very much comes from the dialogue, and it's very true. And it's an incredible experience. And I first read it 5 years ago as a table read and thought it was amazing. So I feel very, very honoured to be doing it. Yeah. And I've got a great part. Celia, who is the one who it's discovered has had a little work done, and that's what my number's about. So it's great.
Very good.
Yeah.
Have you got used to burying all?
Well, we've only done it in rehearsals yet, but I need some bigger buns. Put it that way.
There are props in various places,
and everything's strategically hidden, but we do the tech this week, and that's when we'll see, you know. And I mean, I just feel sorry for the poor lighting guys if they're at the wrong angle, but yeah.
But you look fantastic,
Thank
Denise.
you.
Like we said earlier on, is it 2 stone you said you've lost?
Well, I did. I mean, that was in 2013, because when I gave up alcohol, I started to develop what could have possibly turned into an eating addiction, replacing one with another, which tends to happen. And so I had to address that, and I went and had CBT and did a plan of eating that I stick to today, and that sort of just maintains my weight. I mean, I've got no aspirations now to be a size 8 or whatever. It's just I'm a healthy size 12, and if I can, you know, and at 60 I do feel better than I ever have mentally and physically, because you know I deal with mental illness.
Yes, and again, you were very honest about, even just at the beginning of this year, actually, you sort of felt yourself going back into a bit of
I had a breakdown at the beginning of this year, and I mean, I have, you know, sporadic episodes of depression anyway, but January, and I did an article in a paper yesterday that the point being that depression isn't always brought on by circumstances. I was sitting on a beach in Grenada with my beloved husband on a fantastic holiday with palm trees and the sun lapping at my feet. And I felt my illness coming on me.
Yeah, and it's as quick as that.
It's as quick as that, yeah.
Really
It's like losing the colour from your life, and I was in a very, very bad place. But I refer to it as an unwelcome visitor who will make uninvited calls, but he will always leave. And that's the message I try to give to people, is that we can't control this illness. There's all these words like struggles and battles. It's a battle we'll never win because it has control. It's learning how to manage the episodes better, and by obviously taking or stopping self-medicating, is how I manage mine. I live a much healthier life, so at least I can fight it full.
Yeah, you feel more in control. I
feel slightly more in control, and what I do now is at 60, I've learned to look after myself more and put myself first sometimes, which is something I've found hard to do in the past.
Well, good for you, Denise. You're looking fantastic.
Thank you so much.
The book is out. The Mother's Bond.
It's a cracking read.
It's a cracking read. It is. Thanks so much, Denise.
Thank you, and good luck. You look amazing.